we wish a happy 90th birthday to the Arlington Theater, and we thank you for the cultural legacy and enrichment of our community. Welcome to Living Local Santa Barbara. I'm Gail, Kvistad, your guide, and we're here at the iconic Arlington Theater. Now, many of you have enjoyed this theater for generations, but you may not know it's got the Wonder Morton, a grand pipe organ, and we're here to learn more about the Santa Barbara Theatre Organ Society. Now let's go meet David Corwin, who is owner of Metropolitan Theaters and the president, and let's go find out more about this iconic theater organ we have, the Wonder Morton, here at the Arlington Theater. Come on, Santa Barbara, let's go see. David, hello.
Hi, Gail. How are you? Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you, and it's so exciting to be here at the Arlington. And you grew up with the movies. Your whole family's been in the industry.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time, making popcorn and helping people come in, and the anticipation of seeing something new on the big screen.
And we still have that, don't we?
I think probably more than ever. Given that the last year, people have not been able to do that for the most part.
No, and we realize how important it is and how much of our history and our culture is in the movies. This is such an experience because here at this theater we have the pipe organ, and so it's a Wonder Morton, which there's only 5 Wonder Mortons made in the world, and this is one of the 5. Now, how exciting is it to have it here?
No, it's incredible, and honestly, I wish we used it more, but we're able to share it more with the community because it's so unique and extraordinary. And like you said, there are only a handful of them.
Exactly.
We do so many different things here, from showing movies to having concerts and speakers that work it in with the help with the Organ Society driving it as much as possible. But it's really special, and I'm glad you're paying attention to it.
Well, I am paying attention because my dad is here on this plaque. Let's look right here for my dad's name. David Schmitt, and he was the treasurer for the Santa Barbara Theatre Organ Society, and also taught a class at City College. And I don't know if you knew that City College students come in.
No, I love that. That's great.
Isn't that great? And it is one of the iconic things. And during the film festival, we're so fortunate that it gets used during the film festival for silent movies.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I'll tell you, the organ, anything that happens is only because of the Organ Society. I mean, the amount of time they spend on making sure that and keeping it up and making sure about and just being here in that when that anticipation is building and you have a full house.
There's nothing like it.
And there aren't a lot of movie houses like this anymore. So it really is a rare, special experience.
It's such an iconic theater, and we're so fortunate and thankful to your family.
I mean, it's my dad is a collector, so any opportunity, whether it's a couch or an organ,
Exactly.
and a lot of in between.
This couch was actually in the movie Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, another just kind of secret treasure at the Arlington.
Your father and your family have been instrumental in collecting and creating such beautiful artistry here with the architecture and the revivals. Now, many of you out there probably don't know.
We're going back to the 70s, and I received a call from Hal Conklin, who's the key to this whole thing, and saying something like, Bruce, we found a giant Wurlitzer organ at a movie theater in Texas, and they don't know what to do with it, and I can get it out here if you can store it at the Arlington. And I said, you got a deal. We'll store it at the Arlington. You get it out here.
It really takes you to like another world,
It does. You come in here and you feel like you are back in Spain in the 1900s or 1800s. And look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at the organ. That is really special, isn't it?
Honestly, look at that. It's an extraordinary instrument, everything that goes into that, how intricate it is to make it work and sound the way it does. It's
it really is magical.
Really unique,
And to
yeah.
think that there are pipes along in these Spanish villages up here.
Yeah, no, that's the hidden treasure, which hopefully you'll get to see.
The Robert Morton organ. This organ played for silent movies. This organ played at the Lowe's in New Jersey, and so this organ has a whole history and has played and entertained so many people. We're here with Bruce Murdock, who is the president of the Santa Barbara Theatre Organ Society, and you're also a founding member, aren't you?
Yes, I was one of the original 7 members of back in 1986.
The Crown Jewels Project.
Look up. Well, there's over 7,000 moving parts in this. You can't see the majority of the organ. It's all around you. It's 1997.
And they're all just tucked away on the sides here, right?
They're in the Spanish villages on both sides. The viper harp is directly above us. The marimba's up that way. It's all over the place. You're in the organ rather than hearing it like normally on 2 sides of the stage. And the theater is very kind to the organ acoustically. It's got a curved ceiling, and they differ radically from a church pipe organ. They run on 15 times the air pressure. They have pipe ranks that sound like orchestral instruments. Our clarinet rank is very realistic. They have tremulets. A church pipe organ might have 1 tremulet. It modulates air pressure. We have 14, and the one on the tibia is very heavy, and that's a big flute. They usually play that rank when the heroine is in distress and you.
So there's over 7,000 parts here?
7,000 moving parts. There's more than that. And there are, 432 stops. Each keyboard has 61 notes on it. That's standard for an organ. And this is an electro-pneumatic organ. All communication between the console. There's no sound created in the console at all. It's just electrical contacts. And there's all of the communication from here to the chambers is electrical. So it's a fully unified organ, which means that you can play any pipe on any one of the keyboards. It's fun to play.
I remember meeting you
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the 80s.
So a little while ago, yeah.
It is just a little while ago, right? And look at this machine, this beautiful machine still here.
It's still here.
It's still here and doing better than ever because you gentlemen keep it up, don't you?
We do the best we can. Well, I'd heard that if somebody gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So the virus was the lemons, and the lemonade was that we had the opportunity to work in the theater without any interruption. And we put many, many hours.
And it takes a lot to keep an organ and a machine like this in action. A lot of elbow grease.
Wood wire and glue and leather. And
Right.
Yeah.
And then if you look at all these, they've got the low bell, the high bells, the sleigh bells, surf, and an airplane, horse hoofs.
that's right.
Oh, it's enchanting.
Klaxon, there's a klaxon there, the Uga horn.
Right?
Yeah.
And so now people out there can join the society, and people out there that are interested in the organ. In fact, you don't even need to know how to play the organ to be part of the organ society, do you?
It's true.
Yeah, you just have to have a desire to keep something fabulous like this alive. And we're so fortunate to have this in Santa Barbara. And I encourage everyone out there to come to the Arlington and take a look at this beautiful, beautiful wonder. Isn't it a wonder?
It certainly is.
Yes. It's
Matter
one
of
the-
fact, that was the terminology. It was called a Wonder Morton because it's made by the Robert Morton Company from Van Nuys. And the Wonder Theaters were all around the city of New York.
And they had 5 different theaters
That's right.
and one in Jersey, and that's where this one came from.
That's where this one came from.
And so the neighbors are off in Manhattan and the Queens and
Yeah.
Brooklyn, and here we have in Santa Barbara our own Wonder Morton.
That's right.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
And thank you for being a good friend of my dad, too, because I know he enjoyed you and Bruce and this whole organ society so very much. And it was a great passion of his and of so many people's, and we get to enjoy this. Thank you. This is where it all happens. This is where all the pipes and all the stuff is. Wow, look at this. Here we are walking around the Arlington. Wow, what are we looking at here, George?
Lots of pipes.
Oh my gosh, I remember coming here when I was a kid. Yeah. Wow, and to think,
There they go,
the
lemonade.
flute just has one flute, but the organ has how many? 90?
97.
97.
So the big difference between an orchestra, a flute can play any note at once, one note. We have 97 flutes in the organ. Each one can play one note.
Well, here's the littlest of the pipes. And the part that sounds is from this
It's just the
slot
quarter
up
inch.
to here.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your passion and for keeping this beautiful piece alive for the rest of us to enjoy in this history.
Well, thank you for,
Thank you, and come again sometime.
we have open consoles and you can,
We'll be back.
especially.
May 22 of 2021 will be the Arlington's 90th birthday. And when it opened in 1931, they had a big procession upstate street.
And you were here when the theater organ came, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
And how was that when these gentlemen came and said, we're going to put a theater organ in the Arlington?
Well, I didn't know how complicated it was going to be at the time. That was a real eye-opener.
7,000 pieces of metal and leather and wire, right?
Yeah, oh, it was a big project.
A big project. And so many people come to enjoy it, don't they?
They do. Oh, yeah, people are just astounded by it.
And have you heard it play?
Oh, yes, and I got a tour, and
The Crown Jewels Project right here, and in honor of my dad, who was a happy and proud member of the Santa Barbara Theatre Organ Society.